What up, YouTube? Back with another tutorial for you. I know it's been a minute, but this is another tutorial on the MCU Pro. And this will be on how to set the MCU Pro up with Pro Tools. And this is basically the same with any other platform that you use in any other DAW. You just have to figure it out for that type of DAW. Now, what I'm going to do is show you how to set the MCU Pro up with Pro Tools. First, you want to turn on your unit first and then turn on the software. But since this will be a tutorial over the first initial setup, what you have to do is actually set up the MCU Pro and the extender first. So this is how you do it. Okay, so now this is how you set up the MCU Pro for the first initial time when you first plug it in. If you're using Pro Tools, this is the first thing you would do. You would hold down, select channel 1, select channel 2. So you have to hold down both of those, and then you would power it on. Now see, it goes to select operation mode. I don't know if you can see that. That may be a bit far for you to see. So I'm going to move the camera up so that we can get that into focus. Just one moment. So on the screen, you will see select operation mode. It will either be Mackie Control, Huey, or Logic Control. If you're using Logic Studio for Mac, you would use Logic Control. And then for Huey, you would use that for Pro Tools and a couple of other programs, DAWs, and then also Mackie Control will use for a couple of other programs. What you want to choose for Pro Tools would be Huey. So you would press down the V pot number 4, and that will initialize the Huey emulator. Now, same thing for the extender. You will hold down both select for channel 1 and 2, and then power it on. Again, once you power the unit on, you will continue to hold select until it says Mackie Control, Huey, or Logic Control. And you will press V pot number 4 for Huey for Pro Tools. And then your screen should look like that for both units. Now, what you would do is turn on Pro Tools. And while that's booting up, initially, mine is going to come up already set up, but I'm going to take you through the setup for the software as well. You will also have to start a new session or go into an old session. It's just taking a quick little bit to pull up everything, all the plugins and everything. And once Pro Tools come up with either a new session or a old session, this is a session that I already had set up there, your meters will jump up, especially if you already have set up the MCU prior to watching this video. So to set it up in Pro Tools, what you would do is you would go to let's make sure we focus correctly. if you guys can see that, you will go up to Setup. I don't know if that's going to focus correctly. I guess it's not going to focus right, but that's in Pro Tools. This is Pro Tools 10. I will go to Setup. Then I will go to MIDI, Input Devices, and then make sure that your MCU Pro USB Mine Show version 3.1, port 1, 2, 3, and 4 is selected. Because I have an extender, I will need to select all 4 of those. And then I will go OK for the input device. Press OK. And then I will go to peripherals. And then peripherals, you would go into MIDI controllers. And in MIDI controllers, you would go into MIDI controllers, and the type would be Huey, and the receive from and send to are the same. That would be Mackie Control Universal Pro, USB version 3.1, port 1 for receive from and the send to. Then for the extender, you will put and type Huey, and receive from and send to would be Mackie Control Pro USB version 3.1 port 2. That's for both receive from and send to. Then of course your channels would be 8 because each one of the packs have 8 as an extender, and then the actual MCU Pro unit itself has 8. Then you will click OK, and from there you should be hooked up. All right, and this is what it should look like. Your sub kick, snare top, snare bottom, however you have your tracks named, they should be named across the board. And with that said, you now have set up your Mackie Control Universal Pro. All right, YouTube, comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. More tutorials to come.